Hey, 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 and welcome back to my channel. It is me, it is she. Y'all can call me Twinkle, call me SheIsTwinkle, or call me Antoinette. As long as you're calling my name, that's all that matters to me. As promised, I am back with my quick review of episode 11 of Love is Blind, season 6. This episode was titled Rollercoaster of Love. And when I tell you, this entire season has definitely been a roller coaster. So let's just go ahead and hop right on in. Last week's episode left us off on a cliffhanger with Jimmy and Jessica. They had their one-on-one chat. Cool. But the party ain't over. There's so much that we still have to unpack at this lake house alone. So, of course, we start off with a group of them all hanging around and talking, the entire cast. Just when we thought the party wasn't spicy enough, in walks Alejandra and Sarah Ann. Now, at this point, Laura is looking disgusted. Like, she has her nerve. I can't believe she showed up. She stayed out with my man, and now she's showing up. Of course, because Sarah Ann said, well, I'm a part of the show, too. I'm about to get my screen time. Y'all already know she's public enemy number one. A lot of people are definitely not checking for her. But we'll see how entertaining this party is for her. Let's get to Trevor and Chelsea. Jimmy and Jessica, they had their one-on-one chat with each other. So it's only fair that Trevor and Chelsea have their one-on-one chat. Now, what I can respect about Chelsea is that Chelsea may have been watching Jimmy while he talked to Jessica, but she didn't get up and go and interrupt. So now let's see how this conversation goes with her and Trevor. It is very friendly and appropriate, I'd have to say. Trevor did admit that he looked up Chelsea the moment that he got his phone back. He looked her up on social media. He said that she was an attractive girl, especially in person. And then he proceeds to ask her the same question that he asked in the pods. Hey, do you think your answer would have been different if I proposed to you first? And Chelsea admitted that it would not have been different. There wouldn't have been a different outcome. He said that he still has his tapping bracelet, so he still taps it to let her know that he's thinking about her. Yeah, I don't believe him. It is very hard for me to talk about this Trevor conversation because since then, in real life, we've seen on social media that Trevor had a girlfriend while he was on the show the whole time. It's a mess. And it is very hard to now watch him on screen because I feel like you're acting. And we didn't ask for acting, we actually asked for reality TV. That said, I was very excited the moment that Jimmy came up, and Jimmy was actually blocking. He was like checking on his fiance. Really, he was marking his territory, but he's like, babe, I was just checking on you. I want to see how you were doing. He gives her a kiss on the cheek. Then Trevor was like, oh, that's so sweet. I'm just over here talking to your fiance about, our dating experience. I like a kiss too. Jimmy even goes to playfully give him a kiss on the cheek. I thought it was funny. It was a good old time. But I was also like, Jimmy, Chelsea didn't interrupt your conversation with Jessica, but now you're interrupting their conversation. So are you feeling insecure? I'm not sure. Either way, Chelsea and Trevor's conversation came to a close, and Chelsea decided to walk around with her man, her boo, Jimmy. And Chelsea mentions out loud, hey, did you meet the perfect couple here? Like, they're the best couple here. And she's referring to Johnny and Amy. Why does she say that? Somehow, Jimmy took offense to it. And I don't understand why he took offense because Johnny and Amy really are the only secure, stable, and perfect couple there. But all right, Jimmy was like, "No, why would you say that? Of course, we're the best couple here." No, Jimmy. Chelsea was having a truthful moment, and you need to just accept it because you know that it's true as well. But Jimmy just was like, that rubbed him the wrong way. Chelsea kept saying sorry. It wasn't it was a joke, but Jimmy wasn't taking it as a joke. But he just made it seem like, okay, cool. As long as you were joking, whatever. And I'm thinking, are you trying to pick a fight? I'm gonna have to remember that for later. Moving right along. Now we get to the most nerve-wracking part of this entire episode, I would have to say, is this conversation between Jeramey and Laura. Because remember, they haven't spoken in 4 days. So now the producers are going to make them step to the side and have a conversation with each other. Jeramey proceeds to blame everything on Laura. He says that he came into this whole process with good intentions. And then Laura said, I definitely don't believe that. The tension between the two of them is very thick because they both have really smart mouths. They're both sarcastic and they both know how to be nice, nasty, yet professional. So it is just, it's hard. Jeramey said that, look, I was trying to talk to you. I asked you for your address so I could send you flowers. And you just said mean, rude, nasty comments back to me. Laura said, what do you mean? All I said was no, thank you. All I said was no, thank you. He said, no, you said more rude things to me. You mentioned that, oh, it's sad to know now that your name in my phone went from fiance to Jeramey. And I thought to myself, Jeramey, you stayed out with Sarah Ann until 5 o'clock in the morning. What? Okay, I don't know what you expected. I could think of a million other names that would have been 10 times worse and insulting things that she could have labeled you in her phone, and she didn't. So, yes, Jeramey, I do think that you're putting 20 on 10. I don't appreciate it. Nevertheless, she said he's not man enough for her. He was never man enough for her. Jeramey responds back and says, look, I owned up to what I did. Laura said, yes, 3 days later. What do you mean? No, don't worry about it. I will come to the apartment, their shared apartment, and I'll pack up my stuff and get my stuff tomorrow. And I'm sorry, don't pack up her stuff for her. Like, this is not your place. This is y'all shared place together. Yeah, I remember there was a time where I would show up to work and all of a sudden my desk would be in a different place and they'd be like, oh no, we packed up your stuff and we moved your desk. Now your desk is over here. Excuse me, why did y'all touch my stuff? Like, people feel some type of way when you touch their stuff. Is it just me? All right, I'll move on from that. Either way, their conversation is over. She wants him to kick rocks with open-toed shoes, and that is that. Jeramey looks stressed, but also relieved that that is over with. Now, Laura, you could tell that she's trying to maintain her composure, act like she's cool. She's telling the girls, don't pay him any attention. I don't want to give him any more shine. Let's not make him feel like he's more important than what he is. Now, I know that she's just trying to save face and put on her like big girl panties, but this is obviously affecting her as the episode goes on. So now we have a really quick scene with AD and Sarah Ann. A lot of people said that this was not AD's place, and if anyone should be speaking to Sarah Ann, then it should be Laura. However, from Laura's perspective, Sarah Ann didn't owe her anything. Her fiance owed her something. So she doesn't respect Sarah Ann, but she also doesn't want to give Sarah Ann the time of day. From my perspective, it seemed like AD was trying to get a clear picture, an understanding. She even said, help me understand this. Why would you DM this man while he is in the Dominican Republic and say that if he ever starts having a change of heart, feel free to contact you. The door is open. Did Jeramey say something to you to give you an inclination that stuff wasn't working out between him and Laura? Or did he lead you on in some type of way to make you feel like it was okay to send him that message knowing that he's engaged? So Sarah Ann was basically saying, no, I just felt like I'm a part of this process too. And I should have said more to him in the pods. I should have fought more. And I regretted that. So now I'm speaking up and saying something because just like everyone else, and I'm here to find true love. So I thought the message was very appropriate. And I don't have to explain myself to anybody. And she started getting really defensive. So AD is saying, okay, hold on, calm down. AD was trying to get the point across of, you were wrong, Sarah Ann, because she should not have inserted herself into their lives because they already had something going and he didn't pick her. That is what AD was trying to get across. Since Sarah Ann started to become more and more defensive, AD started becoming defensive and was like, look, I'm not about to argue with you. You was wrong for what you did. I don't agree with that. And I'm not tripping. I'm not mad at you. It's not like you with my man. So I don't know if AD and Laura have some type of friendship that we just haven't seen unfold on camera, or if it was just the principle of the matter. But I do understand it from an extent if AD was trying to just get more information, which it did seem like she was trying to do that at the beginning of the conversation. So yeah, that's just my 2 cents. And I'm not about to waste any more time on that conversation. Moving on to the next. Next, Sarah Ann is so upset. She's so distraught. So she goes to go and talk to Jeramey. Yeah, let's just add fuel to the fire. Let's make it worse. So they go on the dock, and they're sitting on these chairs, and she is venting and crying. I didn't do anything wrong. They're trying to make me seem like I'm a bad guy. And Jeramey is barely saying anything. He's just like, yeah, you didn't do nothing wrong. Yeah, I agree. Yep. Nope. It was appropriate. Yeah. Yeah. He's going to say anything because you are his next best thing. He's lost a fiance, and none of the other girls there are checking for him. So after Sarah Ann does all her crying and saying, sorry, I'm not sorry, and I'm not going to say sorry for what I did because I'm not. Okay, it sounds like a hit dog is hollering. But all right, whatever the case, to dry her little tears, Jeramey is like, hey, do you want to do something? Do you want to jet ski? Then Butthole of the Year proceeds to get up with his floozy, Sarah Ann, go out and get on the water and jet ski. And when I tell you, they look like they are having the time of their life, yelling and screaming and smiling from ear to ear for the entire cast to see, for your brokenhearted fiance to see. They are the definition of rub it in. I was just, it was expected from Jeramey. That is Jeramey's type of attitude. And Jeramey is the type, he definitely wants to kick you when you're down. And a lot of people thought that Laura doesn't really care. Laura's a mean girl. Laura can definitely have mean girl tendencies, but even with her hard shell that she tries to protect herself in, and she puts up these walls, those walls came tumbling down when she's watching and they are having the time of their life in front of everyone. So I felt so sorry for Laura because she got very emotional. She started breaking down on camera when they were interviewing her. And she was saying, he's the one that didn't protect me. He's the one that proposed to me, but he never chose me. He never stopped thinking about her. He never stopped having feelings for her. Why did he even involve me in this? He should have just chose her. And that's where you saw her real hard shell just crumble, and all the softness was just oozing out, and you felt really sorry for her in that moment if you had some type of heart. So I can't wait to see them on the reunion because that is going to be a hot mess.com. All right, moving right along. Now Netflix shows us that we have 9 days left until the weddings. And each of the remaining couples, they go out and they do a short little quick fun date. This is where all the little lovey-dovey stuff comes up right before the weddings. Then we go to Johnny and Amy. They're at their apartment and they're having a conversation about wedding planning. And then they talk about Amy hyphenating her name because in her culture, she would hyphenate her name, but the kids would just have Johnny's name. Of course, the magic topic of birth control comes up once again. Amy said she's not completely opposed to it, but she hasn't made a decision about that. Johnny starts talking about the details of what a vasectomy entails. Whatever. I'm starting to think that this birth control thing was not really an issue. It served as an educational component in their storyline. Nevertheless, they are very happy. So now that we've gotten all those mini dates out of the way, we have to get to the wedding dress shopping and the tuxedo fittings. After 6 seasons, we pretty much know what we're gonna get. Nothing crazy ever happens. Nobody storms out of the bridal fittings. Nobody tears up their dress. Nobody says, oh my gosh, I can't find what I want. They all end up in tears. They all end up in their favorite dress. The only thing that stood out to me that I have to bring up is the fact that AD had a veil that said at the bottom of it, till death do us part. Does she not realize that her fiance is Clay? Do you know how much that's going to spook him out? He is already nervous about this marriage thing. Then you're going to say, till death do us part? He is scared to let you down. So he's like, shoot, okay, so if I let her down, it does say till death do us part. Maybe I should back out of this now. I don't know if that was the right veil for her to wear, not with the fiance that she has. She thinks that it's cute, but I think that this could backfire on her. But we'll see on the wedding day. Moving right along. At this point, we have 8 days until the weddings. So we see another date, and Clay takes AD to a beautiful rooftop dinner date. He is expressing his love for her and how secure he is in this thing. Clay really confuses me because the day before, he was questioning whether he was ready to get married. And now he is so sure. He is a yo-yo. I mean, a seesaw. Like, he just goes back and forth, and you never know where he is. But their date went well. Then we get to Johnny and Amy. They have a campfire date, and Johnny is telling her, like, wow, you're very kissy tonight. And she was like, oh, sorry, is that a problem? They're just a cute little couple. Let's move on. Final couple, Chelsea and Jimmy. They actually have a date, the best date of them all. Netflix rented out an entire amusement park for them. I would love to have the ability to just rent out an amusement park one day. Like, you're telling me that I don't have to wait in any lines. I can ride this ride as many times as I want. That would be the best date ever. Now let's sit at the very front. Okay, let's sit in the middle. What if you sit here and I sit there? Like, I would be so stoked. Y'all can already tell right now, I'm getting excited just thinking about it. I got excited watching it. They looked cute on this date. They end off with a little dinner at the amusement park, and they start talking about their relationship. And Jimmy is like, I just feel so secure about us, but hey, where's your head at? Leading up to this wedding day, do you know what your answer is? Do you think that you would say yes? Because I'm sure, but how about you? Then Netflix tries to play a trick on us because they have Chelsea pause, like a long, deep pause, as if she's speechless. And she's like, well, and then the scene comes to a close. And I'm thinking, now, good and well, Chelsea wants to marry this man. If y'all wanted to leave us on a cliffhanger, you should have had Chelsea ask Jimmy that question and then have Jimmy be stumped and not knowing what to say, because that would track with his personality and his record on this show. But anywho, y'all, I will give y'all all the extra details on what she said on my next video. That will be for episode 12, which is also the wedding episode. I watched it today. It was so freaking good. I cannot wait to talk about it. Please like this video, turn on your notification bell, subscribe to the channel so y'all can know when this next video comes out, because it is going to be everything. I got so much to say about these weddings. I will see y'all when I see y'all. All right. Thank you so much for all of your support. And until next time, love you all. Bye-bye.